Okay, and I did hear that they're physically safe. Mentally, so how do they cope with what's going on today?
There were some kind of stages of accepting the reality till they accepted the reality. In the beginning, it was a big of rejection reality that I would call panic. And then with this, through the time, 7 months, they accepted the reality. And what can I say? My nephew, he's scared. So children probably more damaged because they mentally, because it's hard for them to explain something. And of course, everyone wants them to be safe and cautious. So the level of fear to the sirens is extremely big. And I just talked to my parents today. It's school has started. So my nephew, he is 7 years old. He's scared to stay alone because he's scared of, I mean, of course you can't leave him alone, but he can't be even in the room alone. He's scared of siren. My parents, they are in the village, they left the city, and how they cope, they harvest. They plant their vegetables. Right now it's a harvest time. They distract themselves. They try to do what they usually do, and they keep themselves busy. Because, and I know it's probably a little bit weird to say that someone live their life on one part of the country when another part of the country is destroyed and people suffer and get killed. This is something that being outside of that reality is harder for me to accept rather than for people that are in this situation. They live their life, they live their routine. When you look at this situation and East and West are two different worlds, that's tougher for me. For example, my grandmother, when everything just started, she stopped to talk. She stopped talking, so she became numb. She couldn't say a word. She was in such a stress. And for older people, maybe it's harder because she's been through so much in her life that being in her late 80s, it's hard to believe that something like this would happen in a civilized world when she just wants to live her life and enjoy her grandchildren. She had shock, like this, like a shock stage when she couldn't talk for a while. And my aunt, her daughter, she helped us to communicate with her, because my grandmother, she wrote on the piece of paper, gave it to my aunt, and she would tell us what my grandmother said. She lost her speech for some time. Now she talks, all good again. She's recovering, but mentally everyone going through this very, very differently.